How does fantasy football work?
Yeah,
Well, it's actually
that's where
really,
you come in.
really fucking stupid. It's basically a bunch of guys sitting around and they draft minorities. And depending on how they perform on the field, is how uh accumulates a certain amount of points, and then those points rack up onto your team. Uh, and yeah, whoever has the most points win. It's fantasy. It's literally fantasy. It's an imaginary team. It's everyone thinks that they're a general manager. You know, everybody says they can run a football team, they can run a bar, they can do this, they can do that. But you know, you actually get to become a general manager. Now it's hard because there's sometimes 10, 12 other guys in there with you, also trying to take the best players. You think that it might be easy to just go get players, but it's not. And then there's strategies, there's ways you can do it. You can go crazy and get a quarterback first, or you can wait on a quarterback. But it all depends on your league. It depends on the guys that the guys that are in your draft. You know, if somebody likes Patrick Mahomes, they're gonna go get him regardless. Doesn't matter where it is. Could be round 1, could be round 2, could be the first overall pick, right? If you're in a group with a bunch of Cowboys fans,
Patrick number 5.
well, he in our draft. Oh yeah, so this is. Oh okay, yeah. So we have
He was
our
sucking Patrick right
our draft this year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what I did want to ask
yeah,
you though?
let's listen. Yes.
Because I know like when the commissioner he has chance, well, there's different like points, how the points work.
Right. Oh,
That some of those things I don't understand.
differences between like standard and PPR, is that what like?
Yeah, that's
All
what
right. So with standard drafts, catch the ball 10 yards, whatever it is, that's a point. 1 point per 10 yards. If you catch a touchdown, 6 points per. If the quarterback tosses the pass, throws the ball, that's 4 points. But if he runs it in, it's 6. So if the quarterback himself scores the point, runs in the touchdown himself, that's the only way that a quarterback can get 6 points on a touchdown. With PPR, it stands for points per reception. So some leagues do half point, which I think is the right way to do it. I believe that's what we do in this league, half point PPR. Because full point PPR is crazy. That means every time a player catches the ball, he's going to automatically get a point, plus the net yards that he gets. And it's by the decimal when you do PPR, so I think it's like 0.4. So every yard is going to give you like a 0.0 point of a point. If that makes sense.
So that's the shit that I didn't.
Yeah.
that
And then again, you
I
get
don't
into like
understand.
defenses and all that other stuff. That's where it gets a little, it's like depending on how many yards you give up, depending on how many points you let up, and then also counts as special teams. So it's like punt returns, kick returns. Some people wonder like, wow, how did this team score that many points? It's like, well, they returned a punt for a touchdown. So
That's a great place to start
Yeah.
because if somebody hits you up like, yo, you should join my fantasy team, you have to realize, is it a points league or a
no, yeah, you should definitely know your
That's-
rules.
yeah.
Don't just be like, hey. And again, this day and age, if you're a rookie, if you're brand new to fantasy football, yeah, you're not going to know, and these guys aren't going to be that experienced. But 9 times out of 10, you get an invite, like you said, somebody hits you up, and they're like, "Hey, man!" Like usually the text I'll get is, "Hey, it's a half point PPR, $150 buy-in. Winner gets that." Like it's all broken down immediately. But depending on whatever app you use, whether it's maybe we could bleep these out, ESPN, Sleeper, Yahoo, I think it still exists, or maybe Yahoo doesn't exist anymore, but who cares?
Do you
There is a
use-
rules section where you can check and you can see what every player gets for every point.
You use because I know you have 4 leagues.
I have 4 leagues.
Do you use ESPN with all?
I am loyal to the mouse. I'm loyal to Mickey.
Okay.
Bias Mickey. We know you got the money.
So let's take a look at our league right here. Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes going 5.
Yeah. So, and again, this is a half point PPR league, so obviously the wide receivers are way more valuable. We had Jamar Chase go first. That's
Yo, you
crazy.
took Cooper.
Yeah. I mean,
took
listen,
Cooper.
gonna be a steal.
He's out for like fucking.
4
Yeah,
weeks.
but
4
his
weeks.
report was that he was questionable.
Yeah, he was
for a while.
questionable. He wasn't officially ruled out at the time. We did draft a little bit before that news came out. Damn, I got Bijan Robinson. Good for me.
He's
So
gonna be a
Jamar Chase going first
gonna
is
be
a
a beast.
little crazy. I mean, you would expect a little bit of regression from Justin Jefferson. There was, he was the consensus #1 overall pick. Everyone was taking him. But again, let's just try to redraft this draft, this first round right now. Tyreek Hill's after week 1 has been the consensus number 1 receiver. He caught 3 touchdowns, went for 200 some odd yards. So I think he would be the first overall pick. Patrick Mahomes, I don't think he would have even.
The fucking
Right.
the gunshots on his like.
You see me?
Fuck the Chiefs. Fuck the Bengals. Fuck the Bills. Fuck the Packers.
Like I said, fuck everybody in the AFC East except for the Jets.
Fuck the Patriots.
It sure is, but damn, poor Aaron Rodgers.
I don't want to talk about it. Do we have to talk about it? All right, let's just talk about it. Let's just talk
Yeah,
about it.
Let's
Let's
just
get it
out of the way.
Let's get it out.
You know, let's just get it out of the way.
All right, let's get it out of the way. Okay,
75 mil.
listen.
75 fucking million.
There was no shot in hell that the New York Jets were going to get Aaron Rodgers. There was no way. Like, no way we thought last season. We were like, well, guess we're going to have to draft him.
How did this
Whatever.
really happen?
And it just happened. It just happened. He fell into our lap. Of course, I had a future on the Jets to win the Super Bowl when the season ended, and that plus 3,500 3,200 looked pretty fucking good. Because then it skyrocketed to plus 14 once Aaron joined the team. But the hard knock stuff and the darkness retreat and the Pat McAfee show and the my plan is to play for the New York Jets, and then how long it took, and then the hard knocks, and oh my God, the hard knocks.
The hype.
I don't know what was harder, the
hype.
knocks or me. One of the two. I can't tell you. And then of course, match set, perfect. Jets, Bills, Monday night in New Jersey, not New York.
4 plays.
In New Jersey. 9/11. Never forget 9/11. Never forget.
Wow.
I'm never going to forget
4
twice.
plays.
Wow.
For 2 reasons I'm never going to forget.
4 plays.
Aaron Rodgers comes out with that American flag, though, dude, too.
That was.
You know what I mean? Fucking slapping hands with everybody. Does a little sauce handshake. Does a little. Oh, man. I was ready.
That shit was.
And what
That was
happened?
iconic.
And what happened?
That was iconic.
4 plays later.
4 fucking plays.
4 plays later.
Our hearts just sank.
Aaron Rodgers torn Achilles,
Devastation.
out indefinitely for the season. Who knows if he'll come back? But we got faith and we got trust in Zach. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. We'll
Nah,
figure
I
it
feel
out.
like he'll come back. He ain't trying to go out like that.
No, definitely
Doesn't
not.
wanna
You
go
don't
out
want
like
to. You don't want to go. But let's, because we are both Jet fans. If you couldn't tell. But what do you think the implications are for the Jets moving forward? Breece Hall had a great game. For fantasy perspective, Breece Hall still had a great game, I believe. G, can you scroll down? Let's find the Breece Hall in this.
Yeah, I mean the defense is going to be top 3.
I mean, yeah, defense. I believe
Defense
they
is-
finished as the defense number 3 behind
Defense. That's what I'm saying.
behind the Philadelphia
That's
Eagles.
why I took that
and
defense this year.
the
That's
Dallas
why I took
Cowboys,
it.
obviously, and we'll talk about the other New York team.
That's why.
Breece Hall, so his stat line was 112 yards, 15.2 fantasy
Wow.
points. Didn't get a lot of receiving yards. I know a lot of people thought that Dalvin Cook was going to take a lot of tick from Breece, that Breece wasn't fully ready. Those knees look fine. He's a little gassy, I mean, maybe he's got
He
a
would have scored though. if
Yeah,
it wasn't
maybe-
for Garrett.
maybe-
He would've
yeah,
scored. He
yeah,
would've
Garrett-
scored. He
Garrett's
was
celebrating a little
celebrating that
early.
shit. Yeah.
But again,
Uh,
maybe if if he hit the treadmill a little bit, his cardio was up a little bit. Look, I couldn't do it. I couldn't run. I couldn't score that touchdown.
He's ready.
But he's ready.
He's ready.
Um,
I thought it was going to take a few games, but
yeah. And then
he's fucking ready.
speaking of Garrett Wilson, last year when Zach Wilson was down with the injury, Garrett Wilson scored all of his touchdowns with Joe Flacco and Mike White. And then I believe Zach's first 5 games back, Garrett Wilson did not score. Now, it was a good sign. We saw him score a touchdown on Monday night. He kind of had to intercept pass and then catch it for a
Yeah.
touchdown, which was kind of
Yeah.
weird.
was
Really,
a
really
bad
thrown
pass.
behind him.
That was
Terrible
a bad
pass.
Bad pass.
But he still caught it. So
Caught that.
Garrett Wilson was drafted, I believe. And in our league, he went in the second round, and in most consensus leagues, he did go. So you are spending big draft capital on Garrett Wilson. Are you afraid to start him? Do you give up on him? Do you want him to, do you think, he's just that good that it doesn't matter? He's quarterback proof.
He's that good.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's that
I think so
good.
too. I
He's
think
that
so too.
good. They have to feed him that ball.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He only got it 5 times this game.
Yeah. And again,
He should be at least
big
getting
one
it.
for the
He should at least get 10 targets. At least 10 targets a game. He's
All right.
He's that fucking good.
Did you win this week?
Did I?
He did. He did.
I did. I was the second top scorer
did.
of the week.
Behind yours truly.
Of course.
So you guys were actually back to back.
That's right.
Behind yours truly.
Dominating the league right now.
Yeah, that's right. Me and Fat Thor. Did what we needed to do. The guys, everyone did their job. All right, yeah, we can take a look at my team as we go through week 1. I did have Brees Hall. He did not start that week.
He's gonna start.
But now he's starting for me. He's gonna start. Yeah,
replaced him? You replaced
No, yeah, he wasn't starting last week. For me, yeah, I was afraid of the injury. That's one of the main guys I want to talk about. Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, 1 year off of sports gambling. Betting on it.
Beast.
Not even betting on the
beast.
sport, I believe. I think he was betting on like baseball. But he was injured. He wasn't really playing. But a lot of people said Trevor Lawrence, he's going to take the next step. Year 3, he's got his receiver. A lot of people said, Christian Kirk's still going to be the guy. Travis Etienne's still going to be. There's going to be other guys he's going to throw it through. Calvin Ridley's been out of the game for a year. What does he still have left? Shows up. Turns out he still has 100 and what? I'm sorry. What's the stat line there? I believe it was 112 yards and a touchdown. Calvin Ridley, very good at football. Now let's talk about his counterpart, Trevor Lawrence, his quarterback. Zach Wilson's the guy that went right before Zach Wilson in that draft, and had we had not almost won that Raiders game, we probably would have had him.
Jets. Classic Jets.
Classic Jets. Classic
Jets.
New York Jets. But Trevor Lawrence, I believe, threw for 2 touchdowns. Didn't have an awesome monster game, but again, still going to be a viable quarterback. I think can be a MVP candidate this year. Look, he's going to be fine. A lot of, and again, I do want to preface week 1. There is a lot of guys you want to kind of give up on. Daniel Jones had a bad game. Saquon Barkley had a bad game.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow had a terrible game. Joe Mixon didn't have a great game. T. Higgins, I believe, was dropped in one of my leagues, which I thought was hilarious. Drake London of the Atlanta Falcons did nothing. Just go down to the bottom a little bit more. Like almost all the way down, so we could see like the bad performers. But again, these are some names. Hunter Henry had an awesome game. I'll just go like right there. Yeah, that's good.
I had him, but I had him on the bench. I had Hunter on the bench.
OBJ, I believe. Yeah, only 4 points. Now, understand something. These are guys. Najee Harris didn't have a good game. 4.3 fantasy points.
They play for San Francisco. Bro.
Look, it's week 1. There's 13 weeks in a fantasy football season. There's 10 regular season games. And again, with the guys that drafted your Cooper Kupps and your Travis Kelce's.
Oh, you're speaking to him.
Don't worry. It's 4 weeks. And when they come back,
cooking.
It's not like they're just gonna automatically not be good football players. No, they're some of the best. And they're gonna get a ton of targets. It's Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. That's like macaroni and cheese. It's almost as good as Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. They're gonna be fine. But
He's
again,
playing this week, right?
Some of the guys. Sorry, yeah, I think he is. I believe so. I think
back.
Kelsey's ready to go.
Probably, yeah.
But again, like some of these guys, big name guys that you would expect a lot more from. Justin Fields, Kadarius Toney, terrible game. These guys they're gonna figure it out.
Butterfingers.
They're gonna figure it out. Yeah. What else we got? I mean, top scorers. Yeah, whatever.
Let me go to links, Tim.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, the best team in the league.
Currently, as it stands.
Currently. They have me dumb low this week though. They have the other guy beating me. Well, they had Live beating me this week too.
I'm glad that you
look what happened.
I'm glad you brought that up. Don't ever look at the projections. They are so misconceived.
Everybody over 20.
Yeah.
So right here.
Yeah, Greg. Shout out Greg the Leg.
Greg the Leg.
5 players
Greg
over
the Leg.
20 points.
Yeah.
Telling you, my team was
I mean,
Cooking.
The worst guy on your team. Oh well, Deontay Johnson doubtful. He's out. That's fine.
Yeah, I took him out. I took him out already. I did before though.
Yeah. Jordan Addison should be starting. I would say. Jordan Addison, second.
I mean, he's a rookie. So.
Well, he's also if everyone's going to be double teaming Jetta,
well,
who's going to be open?
Very true, but
he's going to be that
still a little skeptical. It was week 1,
but he's black and he's fast.
I brought him in this week, so we'll see how
you picked him up off waivers.
No,
Jordan.
I drafted him.
Okay.
I drafted him.
Okay, I was like, how the fuck did he fall that far?
I drafted him.
Wow, the Jets, 20 points.
Yeah, the hey, listen, Jets defense is real.
Jets fans.
I told you.
Jet defense is real.
I told you.
That team is that defense is
top three this year.
It reminds me of a better time. The best of times, 2009, 2010.
Okay.
That Jets defense can't wait. Bart Scott can't wait. Revis Island at his prime. Cromartie had his 15th kid.
We have a better D line though,
but much better, significantly better.
Much.
It's just overall, it's just a better team.
The secondary obviously is.
I think we have better running back duo, and that's saying a lot because we had that both those years back to back. It was Thomas Jones and Sean Green, and then it was Sean Green and LaDainian Tomlinson. Holy shit! And Leon Washington.
You mentioning that, I was gonna tell you. I think now without Aaron Rodgers, since we have Zach Wilson, I think we're gonna run the ball way more, and as we should.
That gets dangerous though. That gets dangerous because, and again,
just use Dalvin.
Football though.
Use Dalvin. We have to ground and pound that ball, man.
Yeah, well, once a team realizes that you're one-dimensional, they're just gonna stack 8 in the box, and if your quarterback can't make those throws, then they're just gonna continue to stack 8 in the box, and then you're fucked.
Screens.
Again, if you're Zach Wilson's biggest thing is Zach Wilson looks great, beautiful when he throws that long, gorgeous, beautiful deep ball.
When he's on the run.
But when he needs to make a 2-yard pass, he's throwing it at ankles or throwing it above their heads. And that shit drives me crazy. It's the little things with Zach that
interception this game, I was furious.
I mean, lazy, flat-footed, off his back foot.
I was furious.
He
threw it right at Milano,
and he also stared at his receiver the whole way through. I believe it was McCoy Hardman Nicole Hardman
which didn't do shit. And I heard he's kind of upset about.
He's gonna be all right. Listen, it's week 1. It's week 1. Like Aaron Rodgers said, God rest his Achilles. 5 letters. RELAX. Relax. It's week 1.
Do you think he's gonna stay on the sidelines and help Zach?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean he's gonna. Obviously he's got to get the surgery and repair the tendon and do the therapy. But I fully expect him headset on. Coach Rodgers, man. I mean, like we saw in the playoffs, in the preseason. Coach Rodgers gonna say crazy shit like, "Hey, throw it deep, and then throw it deep." And he called that play to Malik.
That Garrett Wilson pass was actually a run play.
It was supposed to be a run play. The touchdown, or you're saying the preseason
touchdown. Touchdown.
The preseason touchdown or the regular?
Not Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking about Zach Wilson to Garrett Wilson.
Whoa, Zachy, calling audibles. He's learning.
Because he said Garrett Wilson was telling him to trust him or whatever the whole game, and he decided to throw that pass.
So it was a good idea. Glad it worked.
I think it was like a run play, RPO, something like that.
Yeah, sure. But still,
and
glad it fell where it fell. Let's take a look at the rest of your team. You got a couple of guys here. Deontay Johnson, doubtful. Doubt that he's going to play this game, which we did kind of talk about. I believe he went down with a knee injury. And then, Aaron Jones, we saw him late in the game with a hamstring. Tugging on the hamstring after a long touchdown run. What does that mean? Unless you have A.J. Dillon, doesn't mean anything. Aaron Jones should be just fine, even if he's not questionable. I would just say don't even try to plug him into your lineup unless you know for a fact he's starting right before kickoff. But if you are looking to replace your running backs...
Aaron Jones? Oh, man.
If you are looking to replace your running back...
Hope he plays. He was holding on that hamstring after that touchdown.
He was.
Got a little scared.
With the falling of J.K. Dobbins as well, who I had to drop.
Oh, man.
couple Baltimore Ravens you can draft Justice Hill, or sorry, pick off waivers. Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, who knows?
I have
Honestly,
Gus Edwards.
Throw a dart at one of them. One of them is probably going to do it.
I have Gus Edwards.
They're barely.
I drafted Gus.
They're barely. Like I don't think anyone's picked them up. And then a big surprise to me out of the Los Angeles Rams. G, if you could pull up your team.
Talk to me about Lamar Jackson.
Lamar had a bad game. But again,
They'll be
like
back.
I said,
They'll be good.
It's week 1.
He'll be fine.
It was against the Texans. They kind of took them lightly. It wasn't, new receivers in there. Zay Flowers, he ended up catching a touchdown, I believe. OBJ.
They still ended up winning the game.
They still won the game, and they still kind of beat the shit out of them with looking like shit.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They started off kind of slow.
What about Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Baker Mayfield?
You want to talk about the Tampa Bay offense? Look, I mean, Baker, he's electric. I like him. But this is what, his third team in fifth team in 3 years? No, not even. It was Browns, Panthers. Then he was traded from the Panthers. So this is all in 2 years. Rams, and now the Bucs. So this is 4 team in 2 years. I don't know, man. I want to like Baker. I've always wanted to like Baker. I wanted to draft him. That didn't really work. I meant like actually draft him for the New York Jets, but the Browns kind of jumped that gun a little bit. Didn't work out. Josh Allen was the better quarterback in that draft. But Mike Evans caught a touchdown. That was cool. Chris Godwin, I believe, did he get any points?
Mike Evans is going to be a Jet next year.
Did Chris Godwin get anything? He did? Did he catch a touchdown? What was his stat line?
Unless we trade for him.
7 points.
So 51 yards, 5 receptions, no touchdowns. I mean, no. There was a reason why I stayed away from that offense. I think at some point, Luke Trask or whatever the hell his name is, the backup quarterback, is going to end up taking Baker's spot at some point. I know they won the game, but as we know, they played the Vikings, arguably one of the worst teams in the league last year. Well, one of the worst good teams in the NFL. So every game last year, won by field goals, won by less than a touchdown, like last minute, like 2 minutes to go, barely won when they finally got to the playoffs, get knocked out by the Giants. I'm not impressed by this Vikings win for the Buccaneers. So yeah, Mike Evans obviously not happy, done negotiating, does not want to
He's going to be a
resign. Now, again, which is good. That's kind of a good thing. That's why Mike Evans is really the only guy that I would probably keep around. You have Chris Godwin and Mike Evans on the same team. That's crazy town. I would definitely try to, you can't really sell high after what I just said about Chris Godwin.
That's all right.
But Mike Evans, the guys that listen to this podcast are in the league. They're gonna try to get our secrets. But it is what it is.
All right, man. At the end of the day.
But Mike Evans, he is in a contract year. I mean, he's like you said, you want to see him in the New York Jets uniform next year.
Damn good, and you had him on the bench.
Yeah, well, he took over for Cooper Kupp being out. Listen, so that's another part of it too.
Fantasy's about knowledge, but it's also about luck.
And that was going to be the next thing I said, dude. Just trust your gut, set your lineup, forget it. Like, it's easy to be like, well, yeah, I'm going to start the guy that's projected to have the most points. But some of the things you have to think about is when you have a guy like Cooper Kupp, who is a big part of that Rams offense. If he's not playing, obviously there's going to be some kind of next man up mentality. But sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't work. You gave it a shot on Tyler Higbee. Turns out Tutu was the guy. Who would have thought Tutu Atwell was the guy? I didn't know who that guy was until Sunday at 4 p.m. That's when I found out who that guy was.
Yeah, but that's all strategy, like you said. It depends on.
Yeah, but again, it's like you have to.
What are the players?
But you got to pick the right one.
Players are playing
because it wasn't just Tutu.
What team they're playing?
It wasn't just Tutu who had one. Who had a good game.
Think about the positions, the defense that they're playing. Is the team trash?
Yeah,
team trash that they're playing.
What's his name? I'm gonna find them.
Who are you talking about?
Puka, the Puka from the Rams.
We must have number 1 waiver pickup.
Take a pick up
week
Puka.
1.
The must have. I mean, it's too late, but okay. So the number 1 pickup, if you needed running backs, again, and I said it, if J.K. Dobbins was out, the right move would have been to go get like a Justice Hill or Gus Edwards. But again, that's the problem, is who's going to be the one to do it. No one knows. But Tyler Aguilar, I think, was going to be the top guy that was going to get picked up. Obviously, we saw Bijan Robinson get his first touchdown as a rookie. Tyler Aguilar, 2 touchdowns for like 50 yards, something like that. I don't know if anybody had him in our league. Joshua Kelly, another great pickup from the Chargers. We saw this like weird thing where, Austin Eckler was electric, looked awesome, looked like he was going to, score like at least 2 or 3 touchdowns. And then at the end there, they just started feeding the ball to Josh Kelly, and he ate up a lot of yards. Austin Eckler's has his contract negotiations as well. He's disputing. He wants to hold. He was going to hold out. Then they didn't pay him, whatever it is. So now he's playing on his contract. So if you're the Chargers, you either want to run him into the ground or not let him get any kind of money from anybody ever again. So they are going to utilize Joshua Kelly way more. So Joshua Kelly, great pickup by you, right? Is that your team? Great pickup by you. Great pickup by you. A couple other guys. There wasn't really.
I already had Gus Edwards, so
wasn't a ton.
Everybody's looking for.
Who's your number 1 QB for week 1?
I had Justin Herbert.
Who did I going into week 1, or are we talking about going into week 2 now?
Well, yeah, going into week 2.
Going into week 2,
I'm keeping Herbert.
Let's see. Let's look at the matchups. That's a good question. Good question.
Who is your quarterback?
Couple things. I think I have the rapist. Sorry,
okay.
believe that.
Got it.
Alleged rapist. Yeah, going into week 2, looking around at the matchups. Listen,
El tigre de los masajes.
could be a bounce back game. Well, obviously, it goes without saying it's going to be a bounce back game for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. But if you don't have him, you don't have him. But honestly, bounce back game to me, Justin Fields. Justin Fields going up against the Buccaneers. Like I said, I just kind of shit on that team. Ever since Brady left, it's kind of been falling apart at the seams. Like I said, they did beat a bad Vikings team. They are going to be home in this game. But Chicago went out and threw up a stinker against Green Bay at home for their home opener. Not good for them.
So the Steelers?
They got the Bucks. Bears got the Bucks.
No, I thought
they lost to the Packers. Yeah, they lost to the Packers. The Bears.
Jordan Love.
That was pretty bad. Jordan Love pretty good.
Jordan
Love pretty good. But again, it's the Bears. So again, that's that. Do we believe it? And that would suck. And it doesn't matter because you know what? Even if he is good, imagine that. Jordan, you go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, who can win you a Super Bowl, maybe. And then 15 years after that, he could be a New York Jet. That's just the way it goes, right? That's just the way it goes. We'll get him 2 years too late when he's too old. But quarterbacks that are still on the waiver wire, pick him up. Let's see if he's still there. Let's see. Go to yep. Let's see.
Jordan Love?
No. I want to see if this guy's still available. Go to players, not top scorers.
Nobody's picking up Zach.
Wait, is he there?
All QBs right here.
Scroll back up.
That's all QB.
Scroll back up. Yeah, he's definitely. Wait. Down.
Jared Goff?
Where the hell is Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy is my guy. Brock Purdy. If you need a quarterback,
nice.
There he is. Is he on anybody's team?
No.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, nice.
He is.
Okay, so Brock Purdy only now rostered again. This is the day after waiver pickups. Now rostered in 47% of leagues. Brock Purdy, if he's still available in your league, go get him. That UCL is fine. He's got all of the weapons.
Look who's right under him?
Yeah, come on, man. That's not cool.
IR, man.
Oh man,
That's not cool, dude. That's not cool.
He didn't deserve that.
It's just not fair, dude.
We didn't deserve that.
It's just not fair. Jared Goff, too. Also, if Jared Goff is available in your league, too, I would definitely, again, proved himself beating the Chiefs at home. This week, they got the Seahawks at home again.
Let's look at this, Zito.
Yeah.
QBs that dominated week 1.
This is the list?
Mac
Jones. Mac Jones, he had a pretty good game there at the end. A lot of it was garbage time. That's what those. Again, I'm not buying into Mac Jones as much. I'm not even trying to be a hater. The guy was replaced by Bailey Zappi last year. He's not good. The Eagles definitely took it too lightly. They got a pretty early lead, and everyone thought it was over. and the Patriots came back at home. Tom Brady Day. Something about a lighthouse. I don't know.
Justin had a pretty good week.
He did. Again, it was a shootout. If you know whatever the best you can call it, a shootout. But it wasn't until the very end. And again, this is like the pure definition of fantasy football versus real football.
228 yards.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
That's my quarterback.
This is the pure definition of fantasy football versus real football. You look at that stat line, you're like, damn, Justin Herbert's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And then you see his 2-minute drill in real football. I mean, he basically blew the game. Which,
we're doing fantasy.
Which was pretty bad. And again, yeah, I mean Patrick Mahomes is still really fucking good, man. Like all the shit that they give him,
he wasn't getting a lot of catches.
All of the shit that he gets for I would be good too if I had Tyreek Hill and fucking Travis Kelce, and it's like he had neither of them and still, and again, a couple of drop passes. We're talking about a different ballgame.
Mad drops.
Look at Russell Wilson.
Yes, Russell Wilson.
That intel wasn't his fault.
That guy sucks. I don't like him.
15 points.
I don't like him. I hate him. I think he sucks.
What did Russell Wilson do to you?
He's just a dork.
What's wrong with him?
He's just a dork. Can you pull up? Have you ever seen the Mr. Unlimited?
No.
Have you seen the Mr. Unlimited?
No.
Can you pull that up, please? Just do.
Is it because he's a Christian?
Just watch him.
Is it because he's a Christian?
No, he's just like this fraudulent. Remember, did you see him walking through the tunnel, like doing the fake hand clap? He was practicing.
Yeah,
no, just do Mr. Unlimited Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I know.
And look, we could get flagged for this, but we gotta play it. You gotta play it.
Well, it's on YouTube, so
yeah, it's fine.
It should be fine.
Fine.
I know what you mean.
I mean, this fucking guy, raising other people's kids. Shout out Future. This guy, ended up with Ciara, who let's listen to this.
Yes, the typical boring, yes, Russell, robot Russell, the one you guys love to know. Real exciting. Yeah, real exciting. But anyways, everybody has to have an alter ego, right?
All right, can you stop it for a second?
Ego would be. I think I have an alter.
I think at the beginning of this video, he was like, I probably shouldn't be doing this. Like, you hear him stuttering, you hear him like, where's his PR team? Where's Ciara? Where are his kids? Where's anyone that's actually his friend? Like, to be like, dude, stop what you're doing. All right, you can keep going.
I think all his teammates don't like him, to be honest.
Mr. Unlimited. Yeah, you gotta be unlimited. You gotta have a thought process of being unlimited. So when people ask you, what you're thinking about or what you want to do,
wait till he starts talking in the third person.
You gotta be unlimited. Tell them I'm unlimited. You know what I mean? So when they ask you certain questions like,
"Where's your motivation, Russell?"
Dude, what are we doing?
Who's your role model, Russell?
unlimited.
Who's your person for advice, Russell?
They think Pete Carroll, they think this person, think that person. Love you, Pete, but it's Mr. Unlimited. Tell me.
Okay, do you see my gripe with him now? And that's him. That's him, and he does that, and it's not a character. I don't know what he's doing. I just don't think he has any friends.
Me too.
And Ciara's probably just with him for his money.
His team doesn't like him, man.
Yeah,
I mean, after what I heard, what was he doing last year?
He had his own office, and he did
how would you like your teammate if he does that?
It's so weird. But then he did the CEO, new CEO, new boss comes in, type shit. He's unscrews his door. He's like, I just want to let you guys know I took this door off because my door's always open. Like, what the fuck? You're a quarterback for for a football team. You're not a fucking
That's pretty funny.
You're not a CFO. And he during the season last year, again talking about his teammates not liking him. During the season last year, he was saying everybody was sleeping on the plane back home. He was doing high knees on the plane.
Oh, yeah.
I was working out. Fucking this guy, man. He's just such a fucking dork. So fuck Russell Wilson and fuck the Denver Broncos. Mostly because of what Sean Payton said too. Also, fuck Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Cheater. Bitch. Fucking loser. Keep my coach's name out your mouth, bitch. Yeah, what else? Puka. Shout out Puka, man. I can't wait to see Puka do it again. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. What are we talking about, Jerry Jones?
What the fuck was it that he said, Link?
So Jerry.
He had some racist comments.
So it wasn't Jerry. I believe it was somebody else on his team. But I mean, can you just pull up a picture of Jerry Jones real quick? Just
Yeah,
before you forget all that.
Did some racist shit.
Let's think. Yeah.
Blow up Jerry Jones's face. Just that guy. You mean to tell me? Oh no, that guy said something racist. Look at him.
Of course.
Look at him. I don't know. And again, alleged. I know it wasn't him.
Wasn't him?
But like, no, I think it was his. It was his. One of his constituents. One of the members of his cabinet. But listen, Jerry behind closed doors. If you ask Jerry, hey Jerry, have you ever used the N-word? And he'd say, not when black folk are around. Listen, I love my football team.
He looks like a slave man.
Yeah, I mean, well, hello, is he not?
He is, yeah.
I mean,
Basically.
technically he is.
Basically.
He doesn't want to pay Dak. He didn't want to pay Zeke. He didn't want to pay Pollard. You know, I can't wait to see what happens when Micah Parsons' contract's up. He's gonna be like, now that's a good one of them. Now he's a good old boy. But I believe it was his. Again, one of his guys. Just do. Oh, so okay. I guess I read it wrong.
Right there.
One of his guys is saying that he was saying it towards him. Okay, that makes sense. Good. Get rid of Jerry Jones. I don't think it's gonna happen though. We got rid of Dan Snyder. Well, no, because technically, what's the guy from basketball team? State of the Whore. What's his name? The Clippers guy, Sterling. He got the boot for being racista. Yeah, claims Terry. No, see, yeah. Terry. Oh,
Jerry Jones made the.
Former Bills owner. There it
The
is.
racist
Says that
remarks.
Gotcha. Yeah, pull that up. Pull up that article there. That one, the Deadspin one. Oh,
What he
shit.
say? What he say?
Woo! God damn. You brought him here, Jerry. What are you talking about? Come on, dog.
Why is that such a classic?
Nigga, didn't you didn't he bring Yannick Ngakoue over here? Like, come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. But when did he say that?
Such a classic statement.
Because if this is the former owner of the Buffalo Bills, which means he's no longer the owner and he's only coming out now. But I'm saying he's only coming out now with this. I want to know how long ago was this? Was this when Jerry had hair?
Always resort to going that way though.
Mm-hmm.
We could go back to wherever
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. He's fired.